Alright, hey. Coming back at you again with the first series of SCL Week 5. Everyone knows I am the best Zerg versus Zerg caster. My Zerg knowledge is immense. I understand this matchup perfectly. So here I am coming at you again with another ZVZ. Last ZVZ I casted was a 4-7 Masters 2 level ZVZ on NA. These are a bit higher. Ryogin is at least a GM. Not as sure about Anticore. I think he's mostly an EU player, but I didn't get to see exactly what he's placed as. So surely this will be quite solid. That's my working theory on how ZVZ works is the player who makes roaches better is the winner. And everything else is just a matter of, is this going to make it so my roaches are better than the other guy's roaches? So we'll see what they can do to make roaches better. One of the best ways to make roaches better is to have more workers. And at this exact second, Ryogin has more workers. But he has a later pool. You need a pool to make roaches. Well, actually, you don't. Really don't. Yeah, you don't. Well, you need a pool to make a roach warren, and you need a roach warren to make roaches. Okay, so Anticore is going for gasless. Ryojin has gas. Already mining a fair bit. So we'll get the ling speed faster. Well, I wonder if Ryojin will put on some ling pressure, or if this is... Like, ling speed is such a good upgrade, you might as well get it, right? Why not have your lings be speedlings, if you can do that? Looks like Anticore is gonna not. I think he's playing more of a standard 2-base roach setup. His queens are just a bit faster, but he has less gas. So his production on 2 bases will pump up faster. His tech will be a bit slower, though. I think this means, yeah, Ryojin's going to try and take a faster third. He'll have later queens, but his production will ramp up the faster third. And he'll be a bit safer with the faster speed. Now, last Zerg versus Zerg I talked about, I had lots to say about Zerg walling. We'll see if Anticore can do this right. What is this? Forling's gonna come poke and scout. Just probe around, see what's going on. Anticore's queen gonna push that away. Baneling Nest. Alright, we're doing the knife fight in London. Tries to body block the wall, the ramp here, and it just does not work at all. Pretty clean drone micro to try and save the one. He's even gonna put it in like the little corner here, so it's harder to corner. 2 queens here gonna snipe the Overlord, block the vision, obscure the scouting, make it harder to see that a Ling Bane all-in is coming. These 4 Lings are gonna die for nothing, but speed will finish, so this one's gonna become a real pain in the ass to pin down. Alright. Lings are streaming across the map now. This Overlord will see it, so alarm bells should be ringing. Tight wall coming in for Anticore, gonna block off, but there's no queens able to shoot over the wall right now, so the Lings gotta nibble away at this for free. There are currently no roaches on the way for Anticore. Rewall is good, transfuses are on point. Lings are gonna snipe a queen and then run into the main. I think we're looking for drones here. Still no drones dead. This is looking like a bit of a shaky defense, not gonna lie, but it's gonna work out. Tight wall is gonna finish here with... No, it's not actually. Gonna cancel and then re-establish that tight wall. Boiling's gonna poke at the front, and Anticore is gonna go for the Spire, 2-base Spire. He's got 4 gas right now. I don't think this is gonna be on Ryojin's mind. Ooh, Let's get in. I think we're going to see some drones go down now. Anticore has been trying to defend this with as little as possible, and while roaches are starting to pop, this wall is open, and drones are starting to go down, and Anticore doesn't even have any queens yet, so the only army he has is just like a couple of roaches that are in production. So these lings have full dominance. The rewall just barely gets up again. Oops. But there's nothing covering it, so the lings can just nibble away at it. You can't build roaches if your roach warren is dead. Does that the wall does not get reopened? Yo, I was talking mad shit the other day about double roach warren, but a second roach warren would actually be useful here. Better than quintuple Evo chamber, I suppose. First Muta is about to pop. Where is the spire? Did he scout it? Surely Ryogin has seen it. He has not. So if these Mutas can do their thing, it's going to be really scary. Although, Ryogin is getting spire of his own. It is 4 gas versus 3 gas, so Anticore is going to be quite a bit ahead in the gas count, which means he's going to be quite a bit ahead in the Muta count. And I think Muta War is going to be like Phoenix War, where if you have one fewer Phoenix than the other guy, you might as well have no Phoenixes. If you've got one Muta less than the other guy, you might as well have 0. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Evo chambers to make sure that the Zerglings can't kill us. Alright, how many Mutas are out so far? We have 2, 5, 6 more about to pop. I think we're pooling them up so we can get a big surprise. You might think that Ryogin is gonna be sticking on the Zergling game, but these Zerglings only exist as an instrument to make roaches better. Lings do make decent roaches. Mutas make excellent roaches. They're like the second best roach. And here they fly in, there are no spores, only 2 queens. Are we gonna dive the queens? No, we're just gonna go straight for the worker line. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 going down. Not gonna kill any of the queens first. Okay, so he doesn't seem to be interested in killing queens, he just wants to get as much eco damage as he can before the Budo Ball dries up. And Ryojin is taking a pummeling here. 20 drones go down before that spore finishes and shoos the Muta away. He may have also seen these Mutas pop, so he's going to need some spores of his own. Is he going to make spores? Okay, I'm going to say he did not see those Mutas pop. So now he's going to get like Muta 69'd. And yeah, there's even less anti-air on this side of the map, and now there's more mutas. More mutas beat less mutas. So I think Anticore is dead? Roaches go marching 2 by 2, hurrah. But they're getting spanked in the ass the entire way across the map. This really is like... Okay, I decided no. Muta versus Muta. That's gonna corrupt their production. Now Ryojin, since losing 20 drones, has re-droned pretty hard. And it's still a 3 base versus 1 base setup. Okay. I think the Muta count just is better. Not gonna lie, I think Anticore is just dead. I mean, the Corruptors are pushing the Muta Ball away. Yeah, I think Anticore is just dead. He's down a base, he's down in workers, and has taken air superiority, but now Hydras are coming out. Anticore still has the better roach count. So in a ground war versus ground war scenario, Anticore is still better. And while Hydras are a poor man's Roach, Lurkers can shit on Roaches pretty hard. Gonna subvert that weakness. So, I guess that means Anticore really has to like triple down on the air superiority and continue to expand his Mutaflock. Because I don't think he's gonna win on the ground anymore with Lurkers popping. But he isn't gonna be able to win in the air either, because the anti-aircraft guns of Hydras are popping. I mean, Roach is still best, but okay, what are the upgrades? It is +1 range for both of them. Okay. +2 range for both as well, getting air armor, which is the prior because of how the Muta attack works, it bounces multiple times. Armor is actually better to get in air versus air conflicts. Anticore also going for Lurker done. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like I can't. I think Ryogin is winning still. I mean, the supply does not lie. The soup does not lie. I don't think. Oh, gonna lose a couple of mutas here for free. Almost loses a muta here for free. Probably gonna shoot away, and actually it ends up being bait. Kills a muta for free. Almost 2 mutas. Oh man, buckle your seatbelts. We're gonna be in here for a while. This looked like it would be a short game, but we're gonna get into lurker wars pretty soon. I guess we'll see how good Antigore is at turtling, because yeah, Ryojin's lurkers are already out. But the lurker upgrades done, they are not. Layer tech lurkers, let's go. I guess the question is, if the layer tech lurkers can get up in position, is there going to be anything he can do? Can you attack into lurkers with lurkers? I don't think so. Big, big, big fight. Can you attack into lurkers with lurkers? It looks like I stand corrected. But there's no detection here, so Anticore can't really fight back. Yeah, we're doing the classic snipe the other guy's detection strategy, but it doesn't matter, it's just overwhelming numbers, and Ryojin is going to win game number 1 after a pretty dynamic back and forth weirdo game. I did propose the theory that all that matters is who makes roaches better, but that turned out not to be the case at all. So, I guess that's that. I think the theory still holds water, even if it didn't necessarily apply for that game specifically. lob issues. There we are. Alright. Game number 2, Ryogin up 1-0. Just notice what Slug's nickname in the Discord is. Fuck Blizzard. That's so true. Anticore talking shit about PvP mid ZVZ series. Alright, man. Okay. What do we got? So far we have mirrored. I thought it was mirrored. Mirrored-ish. Aaron's trying to explain to me the nuance of early game PvZ. Well, it's just played on vibes. Bro. Alright, man. The more I hear about how Zerg is played, the funnier it gets to me. When these Zerg guys try to convince me how difficult Zerg is. Yeah, it's whatever, bro. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, where should I put my buildings? Doesn't fucking matter. It's just vibes. Okay, so there are... I don't know why Ryojin is up a drone right now. I don't understand how that could possibly happen when you're doing a mirror build like this, but I guess Ryojin is just a smidge tighter. Or Anticore wasted a single drone, maybe? And he's up in arm. How is Ryojin just up a drone and up a pair of lanes right now when they were doing the exact same build order? Okay, well now Anticore is up a drone. What the fuck? What? These Zerg players are so silly, man. Okay. I guess he was up a drone because he was up, or down a drone because he was up 2 lings, but now Anticore is up a couple. Now, okay, now there's some differences. We've got a faster third hatch for Ryojin once again. Seems like Anticore is more of the 2-base player. And he wants to get the drone count up a bit. Okay, so it looks like Anticore is a 2-base Roach guy, and Ryojin is a chap from the streets of London. Ooh, pulls off this little wall with the queen and the drone this time. Nearly loses a drone for it. That's sexy. That was hot. I like that body block to kill a couple of lings. So this set of 4 lings is going to do absolutely nothing. Going to lose the Overlord again. Smoke screening that the melee lings are incoming. However, Anticore is doing a 2-base Roach, so he's got a tight wall. And he didn't build 2 Roach Warrens. He's got 2 Evos in the Roach Warren. And he actually put them in the right spot. The body, or to block lings. So, in theory, he should have no problem here. Like, this should just be held. This mainling nest, worthless. And yeah, even Ryojin doesn't give a fuck about the mainling nest because he's just going to make range attack anyway. Because when it comes down to it, all that matters in ZVZ is Spire. That's exactly what I was going to say. Okay, sure. Is Anticore just a huge Spire enjoyer, or is there some reason, like, he killed those lings, so he thinks he's going to be safe from scouting specifically, so he thinks the Spire is going to be good? I'm not sure what prompts him to go Spire. I mean, I think Spire is good ZVZ. The only real anti-air is Hydras, and Hydras suck, so Ooh, but this Overseer is gonna see it. Nope, he's gonna send the Overseer away. Is Ryogin going to sniff out that it's a Spire? He sees that the guy is only on 2 base, but it could be just making roaches, and he is still getting the upgrades for roaches. He's got roach speed, and he's getting 1/1 upgrades for roaches, so I guess he's gonna make just like a couple of mutas and just fuck around with Ryojin. Man, Anticore is on a lower base count, but he's got a higher worker count. Quality over quantity, I suppose. Takes the later third. 3 mutas. Right, wait, where's the Spire? Did Ryojin scout it? He sure did. Hydra Den goes down instantly. Getting baited. Maybe this is bait. You make 3 mutas to bait out Hydras, and then you just make roaches. Because fuck Hydras, right? That's actually, I like that a lot. Sort of pulling his tail a bit. Look at me, I'm making Mutalisks. You should make Hydras. Hydras shoot up. Hydras are good, right guys? And then he just puts the pedal to the metal on roach production. Because Hydras make terrible roaches. All that matters is making good roaches. And he's baiting. How many spores have been made? 4? Any more in production? No. But he is also... No, he's just baiting out Hydras. And then he's going to make a bunch of roaches. And then we're going to prove the theory that roaches or Hydras make bad roaches. Oh, is he even going to kill a Hydra? They're so expensive. Kills a Hydra for free and then just flies away. Still making Hydras. Didn't even really need Hydras, TBH. Could have just made Roach Queen. Alright. Anticore has seen the Hydras. He realizes the bait has been successful. Hydra bait. And here come the roaches. And he just has a lot more of them. And his upgrades are done. He's got 1/1 against just +1. And yeah, he has more roaches, so he wins. I thought. Never mind. The roaches are not all here. Now, Ryojin has realized the error of his ways, and he's making roaches himself. He's making a couple more Hydras too. Don't know what that's about. But he is also making the Lurker down. And Lurkers are excellent roaches. They're like a heavy roach. Feeding roaches, yeah, this rally is bad. Ouch. See, in a game of who can make roaches better, feeding roaches into the meat grinder is not what we want to do. I guess this means that if we're gonna try and poke and prod from where the roaches or the lurkers aren't, and if we can't do that, okay, no, we're just gonna double down. Right. Forgot about Ravagers. Ravagers are also excellent roaches. Alright, Mutas are all about to go down. Surely this means we make no more Hydras, right? Yeah. Only roaches from here on out. We're just gonna max out on Roach Ravager. Wherever the lurkers are, we bile. I'm gonna assume it takes 4 biles to kill a lurker. So that's how many he made, and then the rest can just be pumped into Roach. Nope. Gonna make a shit ton of Ravagers. Alright. Anticore has a pretty significant supply lead here. And I think we're going to see what happens when one player builds roaches better than the other guy. Fighting outside of lurker support is going to be a terrible decision, even though he does have a bit of a concave. Filing down on the lurkers so they don't even get to do jack squat. And yeah, he's just going to bulldoze him with more roaches. Sorry, Ryojin. Anticore made roaches better. Get fucked. Get baited into making Hydras. Hydras are terrible roaches. Don't make them. GG. Okay, I really like that like bait and switch with the Spire. That was cool. So, I think we're not really gonna see a Ling versus Lingbane game, because Anticore seems pretty set in his 2-base Roach ways, which seems solid to me. So, I don't see why you'd try to mix it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll see if Ryogin wants to mix things up, though. We maybe see like a proxy hatch or something. Spine rush. Surely we'll see some sort of like one-base cheese this series from someone. I'd really like it if Anticore pulled that out just out of his bum. Like, oh yeah, I'm playing 2-base Roach all the time. You can be safe and play greedy, and then bam, spines. That'd be cool. That'd be hip. Oh, this is a pretty big map, though. I'm sort of dreading we get into a late game versus late game scenario where one of these guys gets enough lurkers to actually not die. Ryojin tried to make enough lurkers to not die, but it was not enough. If we do get to that point where there's enough lurkers to not die, we're gonna be in for like a TVT game. Just like two Zerg players thinking they're Terran players making tanks. And if it gets to that point, I might just fall asleep. Okay, let me read what while the early game is going, the early game that I don't understand is going on. Let me read what Aaron had to say. It gets extremely nuanced, like pool first / 16 hatch / 15 hatch, 15 pool, each have different responses to the cheeses you can run into, which are numerous. And if you cheese versus their cheese, it gets messy too, like 13, 12 versus 12 pool. It's all just played on vibes. So what's the best opening? Surely there is one. Not gonna lie, it seems like 2-bit. Oh, what the fuck? Why was Ryojin's drone across the map? Is this for a scout? You scout that the guy who plays 2-base Roach every game is playing 2-base Roach? Except he's not playing. No, he's searching for proxy hatches. I guess he saw the drone coming and was like, oh, what's this drone for? Turns out it was for nothing. I guess baiting out a scout is kinda silly, but you sent the drone across the map and your hatch timing is way later, so I don't think it was worth it. Okay. So Ryojin committing to 4 Lings again. Didn't get anything done. It got some scouting done in game 1, but didn't kill any workers. Game 2, didn't even get up the ramp before losing like 90% of the health pool. 1 Ling got into the main with like 2 health. Maybe this time it'll work out and he'll get a drone kill. Otherwise, he's just down 4 workers for no reason. I think Anticore has got this figured out. Never mind. He's about to lose some drones because the queens hadn't popped yet. The Lings took an obtuse path. Never mind, they don't die. So, when all is said and done, Ryojin is just down 4 workers. And now the Lings pop a bit later, and now these Lings can do nothing. I think Anticore has the right. I think Anticore has ZVZ figured out better. Although, I am saying that, but Ryojin is pooling up Lings for a Speedling Flood. Anticore not putting his build. If he puts the Roach Warren down here, I'm gonna go fucking bananas. Does he put his buildings in the right spot? Because yeah, Roach Warren set. Oh, okay, here come the Lings. None of the Overlords are watching the attack path, so the wall is not going to be able to get up in time. He's been too distracted chasing these Lings. And yeah, the wall is not done, so he loses. GG. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Can't make roaches better if you're dead. So silly. Like, I feel like this has been branded into my soul since, like, Silver League, that if your wall isn't done, you can just insta-lose to speedlings. And Hero has been sort of questioning that idea recently, that your wall isn't all that important. He's been challenging that idea. I don't think he's right. Yeah. Got a wall versus Zerg. Zerg players. Gotta figure this out. You also gotta watch for speedling floods. That's also very important. So that's why you gotta scout with against Zerg every game. Not having an overlord on that ling path. He didn't even send it like in he did not even send it in an obtuse path. Try saying that 5 times fast. He just sent it straight down the middle and he didn't see it because he wasn't watching down the middle. So if that wall gets up like 10 seconds faster, I mean, he probably still dies because the wall would have a low amount of HP if there wasn't a queen ready for it. I guess that's what the four... I was making fun of the four lings at the beginning, but I guess the four lings sort of force Anticore to pay attention to those, which means he's not having a queen in position, sort of dangling keys like, look at me, look at me, look at me, and then stabs him in the balls. So get you baited. This is the shortest rush distance in the pool. If we were to see like a 13-12 or a 12 pool, a 12 pool drone pool, in my tiny Protoss brain, this seems like the ideal opportunity to go for one of those builds, but maybe that's too predictable. You have to subvert that expectation. Okay, so what have we got? Mirrored build so far. Anticore still doing his thing. Ryogin doing the same thing. About the same. Half-second difference, if that. Very, very minor. Barely worth commenting on. Different pool timings. I wonder what the point of putting the pool here is. I guess it's spots. It provides more vision, whereas this gets down slightly faster. Minor differences. Comes down to taste. Pulls 3 into gas. We've got 2 in gas. We're gonna pull a third? Or is this a difference? Yeah, one player is prioritizing gas mining. I mean, they get to 16 and 3. Just different paths to the same store. Same endpoint, whatever. Okay, Ryojin going for his 4 lings again. Anticore skipping them again. Very fast Evo Chamber for Anticore, though. Is this a +1 melee rush? Are we going to see something other than 2 base Roach? I think that would be hot. A +1 melee Speedling rush. We have seen Ryogin go for a fast Baneling Nest before, but once he's seen that it's been Roaches all the way down, I wonder if hiding this Evo Chamber is even good. Because when he was playing Roaches, he put the Evo Chamber in the wall. I guess it's earlier, so if he sees the fast Evo Chamber, it's probably a red flag. Is Ryojin gonna make a Baneling Nest? Yes, he is. Okay. So this explains game number 1 a bit better. He did make the Baneling Nest, but then he didn't use it, made Roaches anyway. I guess once he sees that this is +1 melee rush, he will make Banelings. Will he see it, though, is the big question. I guess the big tell for that will be an eventual pooling of Lings. Ooh, and he puts the second Evo Chamber on the front. I wonder, it would be pretty... Okay, wait, the 4 Lings, this is going to be important. Does he get the block off? Okay, he does. He is preventing the scouting. These 4 Lings, if they get into the main, the jig is up. Speed is done, and... Oh, the Lings slip in. Does not get the body block off. Ooh, pushes them. Does not see the Evo Chamber. Can he see? He's got a bunch of drones pulled. Alright, he sees the Evo. Sees the Evo Chamber? He sees the Evo Chamber. Should be glaringly obvious what's happening. Ryojin either has to make Banelings or finish his own wall. I would do both, personally. Okay, Ryojin is making offensive Banelings. He sees the Evo Chamber and he decides, let's go on the aggression. And you know what? There aren't really any defenses up yet. The Banes finished before the melee did, and Anticore's speed isn't even done yet, so he's going to pressure the front. Maybe he doesn't realize what's happening and that his Lings are about to become obsolete. Yeah, it's time to get the fuck out of here. Because, yeah, once the +1 melee finishes, which it just did, every Ling fight is gonna go... Unless you have severe number advantage. Okay, Lings... We got the British knife fight going on the streets of London at 2 AM. Ryojin's gonna lose his 3rd. However, Anticore is gonna lose his natural. And Ryojin has Banes to play defensively, so he shouldn't lose his natural. Oh. +1 melee versus Link Bane. Who's got the better control? Ryojin is up in supply as well. I think he should have stuck with Roaches, to be honest. This +1 melee thing was a cool idea, but Ryojin prepared for... He has a contingency for it. The contingency is going well in Ryojin's favor. I think when it comes to Ling Bane, or just like Ling stuff, Ryojin has a better handle on it than Anticore does. So I think I was making fun of Anticore for only playing Roaches. I think Anticore should only play Roaches, because Anticore... I mean, it doesn't even matter now, because Anticore is dead, and Ryojin is going to take the series 3-1. Should have stuck with the Roaches, he needed a wall. I feel like I need to wear a t-shirt that says "Ask me about walling" in StarCraft 2. GG. Well played to Ryojin. He had his... Well, I think Anticore fundamentally had a more solid style. Ryojin had contingencies that made him, by the numbers, a little bit behind, but in practice gave him more opportunities to win. And Ryojin just ran away with it. That will be the series. GG's.